Let's boost your English skills.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Boost English podcast. It's great to have you with us again. I'm Olivia, your host, and I'm super excited to be here today. First, I have a surprise. We have Emma back in the studio after some time away. We'll catch up with her in just a moment. But before that, how have you all been?
Hi, Olivia. Hi, everyone. It's amazing to be back. I've missed chatting here so much. Thanks for inviting me again, Olivia. I've been doing well, just busy with some personal projects and a little travel. How about you?
I've been great too. Keeping busy with the podcast, planning new topics, and talking to listeners online. They're always curious about learning tips and interesting conversations, so we have some fun stuff planned. But first, Emma, how does it feel to be back on the show?
It feels really nice, like coming home. There's a special energy here, and I'm excited about today's topic. I know we have a good one lined up for our listeners.
Absolutely. Oh, by the way, I heard you went to a hot spring spa recently. How was that?
It was so relaxing. The water was really warm, and the scenery was beautiful. I took a few days off and just soaked in the mineral water, enjoying the view of the mountains. I feel totally refreshed now.
Sounds dreamy. Meanwhile, I was stuck in the city. Not that I'm complaining, but a hot spring retreat sounds amazing right now. Maybe I should put that on my list of things to do soon.
Yes, you should. Everybody needs a break sometimes. Speaking of lists, that reminds me. We have a really exciting topic today, bucket lists.
Exactly. So let's officially start our main conversation. Hello again, listeners. This is Olivia, your host, and welcome to the Boost English podcast, where you can improve your English by listening to our natural conversations. Emma, are you ready to jump into today's topic?
Absolutely, let's do it.
Great. Our main topic today is 5 bucket list ideas to change your life. First off, for anyone who's unfamiliar with the term, a bucket list is a list of experiences or achievements that a person wants to accomplish in their lifetime. It comes from the phrase kick the bucket, which is a casual way of talking about the end of life. So basically, a bucket list is a set of goals you want to reach before that day comes.
Right. Many people use the term bucket list to mean the big goals, dreams, or adventures they want to pursue. It can include traveling, learning a new skill, facing a fear, or anything else that makes life more fulfilling.
Exactly. And making a bucket list can help people focus on what truly matters to them. It's a chance to ask, what do I really want to do with my time on Earth?
Yes, that's so important. Life is short, so having a bucket list can remind you to live more intentionally. And it can also be fun to track your progress over the years.
Absolutely. Now that we understand the concept, let's dive into our 5 bucket list ideas to change your life. We'll go through each one, share our thoughts, and maybe some personal stories. Ready for number 1?
Ready, let's hear it.
All right. The first idea is travel solo to a country you've never visited. Travel is a popular item on people's bucket lists, but going solo can really change your perspective. It forces you to rely on yourself, adapt to new cultures, and meet new people in a more genuine way.
That's so true. When you travel with friends, it's easy to stay in your comfort zone. But traveling alone makes you step out of that bubble and interact with locals or other travelers. It can be scary at first, but it often leads to incredible experiences.
Right? You discover hidden places, or you have deeper conversations with strangers. You also build confidence because you realize you can handle unexpected situations on your own.
Absolutely. I remember my first solo trip to San Francisco. I got lost more than once, but each time I learned something. Plus, I ended up having coffee with a friendly local who showed me some cool places.
That's awesome. Going solo might be intimidating, but it can really open your eyes to new ways of living. That's why it's number 1 on our list.
Agreed. So what's our second bucket list idea?
Number 2 is learn a skill that scares you. This could be anything from public speaking to playing a musical instrument or maybe rock climbing. The idea is to pick something that seems challenging but also exciting.
Oh, that's a good one. Sometimes we avoid something just because we feel we're not naturally gifted at it, but pushing ourselves to learn a skill outside our comfort zone can be life-changing.
Definitely. And it doesn't have to be extreme. Maybe you're terrified of dancing in front of people, Signing up for a dance class might be the perfect way to break that fear and gain a new hobby.
Exactly. For me, I've always been nervous about singing in public. I love music, but the idea of singing in front of anyone made me sweat. So one year, I decided to take vocal lessons. It was terrifying at first, but it ended up being a confidence booster.
That's so cool. Did you perform somewhere?
Yes, I sang at a small local event. I was so nervous, but I got through it. Afterwards, I felt proud that I did something I never thought I could do.
That's inspiring, Emma. I think learning a scary skill teaches us we're more capable than we realize. It's a great bucket list goal.
Absolutely. All right, what's next?
Third on the list is volunteer for a cause you care about. Volunteering doesn't just benefit the community, it also enriches your own life. You learn new perspectives and feel more connected to the world around you.
So true. It can be volunteering at a local animal shelter, a homeless outreach, an environmental cleanup, or anything else you're passionate about. It's a chance to give back.
Exactly. And you meet other volunteers who share your values, which can lead to meaningful friendships. Plus, you feel good because you're helping make a positive impact.
Right? I think volunteering also teaches you gratitude. You begin to appreciate the things you have and see how even small acts of kindness can change someone else's day.
Absolutely. And it doesn't have to be a huge commitment. You can start small, maybe just a couple of hours a week or even once a month. Over time, those efforts add up.
That's great advice. On to number 4.
Yes. Idea number 4 is invest in a creative project. This could be writing a book, launching a podcast, or painting a series of artworks, something that taps into your creativity and allows you to share part of yourself with the world.
I love that. We often think bucket lists must be about adventures like skydiving or traveling, but a creative project can be just as exciting. It can be a personal journey of expression.
Exactly. Whether it's writing stories, composing music, or building something from scratch, creativity can be a powerful way to grow. You might surprise yourself with what you can create.
Totally. And nowadays, it's easier than ever to share your work online. You can reach an audience on social media or through a personal website. Feedback can be really motivating too.
Yes, and the process itself is so enriching. You learn discipline, patience, and how to handle criticism or setbacks. All of that helps you grow as a person.
That's so true. A creative project can definitely change your life. So we have one more idea on our list, right?
That's right. The fifth idea is build a meaningful relationship network. It's about forming deeper connections with people who bring out the best in you, whether they're friends, mentors, or community members.
I like that one. Often we think of personal achievements for our bucket lists, but having a strong supportive network can be a huge factor in how fulfilling our lives feel.
Exactly. The relationships we nurture can guide us, support us in tough times, and celebrate with us in good times. Creating a circle of people who share your values or encourage your growth is a game changer.
Absolutely. For example, if you're trying to learn a new language, joining a language exchange community can help you stay motivated. Or if you want to start a business, finding a mentor can offer guidance and insight.
Right? Building these relationships can take time and effort, but it's worth it. Sometimes you need to be proactive, attend events, reach out to potential mentors, or simply invest more time in old friendships to strengthen them.
Yes, maintaining relationships is also part of that investment. You can't just meet people and forget about them. You have to keep in touch, listen, and be there for them, too.
Exactly. And that brings us to the end of our 5 ideas. Let's recap them briefly before we dig deeper. The first is to travel solo somewhere new. The second is to learn a skill that scares you. The third is to volunteer for a cause you care about. The fourth is to invest in a creative project. And the fifth is to build a meaningful relationship network.
All of these can really shape your life. They're not just fun ideas, they can change how you see yourself in the world.
Yes, that's why we wanted to share them. Now, I know we said we'd keep it light and fun, but I also want to hear if you have any interesting stories about your own bucket list experiences, Emma.
Sure. One of my most memorable experiences was when I volunteered at a local community center in my hometown. I helped with an after-school program for kids. I was nervous because I had never really worked with children before, but it turned out to be such a rewarding experience.
How did the kids respond to you?
They were shy at first, then some of them opened up. I ended up helping with reading practice and small art projects. I learned a lot about patience, and I also learned that kids can be incredibly creative when you give them room to express themselves.
That sounds wonderful. Sometimes we learn from them as much as they learn from us.
Exactly. Another bucket list moment for me was traveling to Spain alone. I stayed in hostels, met people from around the world, and practiced my Spanish. It was a huge confidence booster.
Traveling solo is a big one for me, too. I went to Thailand by myself once, and I remember feeling both excited and scared. But after a few days, I got into a rhythm and I made friends with other travelers. That experience taught me a lot about my own strengths and weaknesses.
Yes, you discover so much about yourself. And those memories last a lifetime.
Definitely. So, Emma, do you have any new bucket list goals you're working on right now?
I'm thinking of starting a small YouTube channel about vegan cooking. I'm not a professional chef, but I love experimenting with recipes. It's a creative project, and it also pushes me to improve my cooking skills. How about you?
That's cool. For me, I want to learn how to do stand-up comedy. I know it sounds crazy, but I'm fascinated by how comedians connect with audiences. It's scary, but I think it would be fun to give it a try at least once.
Oh, wow, that's bold. Comedy is tough, but I can totally picture you on stage cracking jokes. It would definitely be a big confidence challenge.
For sure. I figure even if I bomb, I'll learn something. And who knows, I might discover a hidden passion.
Absolutely. I love that idea. Well, you've got my support, Olivia. I'll come cheer you on.
Thanks, Emma. So, we've shared our 5 ideas and some personal stories, but we also promised to have a little chat about some of the tricky words that popped up today. Our listeners might need a quick breakdown.
Yes, let's do that. We mentioned volunteer, for example. Some learners might know the word, but not everyone uses it in daily life.
Exactly. Volunteer means to offer your time and help to do something without getting paid. It comes from the idea of offering yourself willingly for a task or service.
Right. Another term we used was mentor. A mentor is someone who guides or advises you, often someone with more experience in a particular field.
Yes, having a mentor can be very helpful when you're trying to develop skills or navigate a career path. Also, we use the phrase outside your comfort zone.
That's an important one. Outside your comfort zone means doing something that feels unfamiliar or challenging, something that makes you a little nervous because it's not your usual routine.
Exactly. We also mentioned the word intentional. Living intentionally means doing things on purpose, with a clear goal or awareness, rather than just going through the motions.
Yes. Another phrase was tap into your creativity. That means to access or use the creative ability you already have within you.
Good point. And kick the bucket. This is an informal phrase meaning to die, which is why the bucket list concept is what you want to do before you die.
Right. It's a funny phrase, but it's used pretty commonly in English to refer to passing away in a casual sense.
We also said invest in a creative project. Here, invest doesn't necessarily mean putting in money. It often means dedicating time, energy, and resources to something.
Yes, it can mean money too, but usually in the context of bucket lists, it's about investing your passion and effort. We also talked about meeting people in hostels. A hostel is a budget-friendly accommodation where travelers often share rooms and communal spaces.
Exactly. It's different from a hotel, usually cheaper, and you might sleep in a dorm-style room. It's a popular choice for backpackers and solo travelers because you get to meet others easily.
Another expression we used was comfort zone. We explained a bit, but it's that mental space where you feel safe and not challenged.
Yes, definitely. Also, we referred to after-school programs. That's a term for educational or extracurricular activities children attend once their regular school day ends.
Right. And mentors can often appear in those programs too, guiding kids or teaching them various subjects or skills.
Precisely. Did we use any idioms that might need clarification?
We used bomb in the sense of stand-up comedy. If you bomb on stage, it means your performance goes poorly or your jokes don't land well.
Good catch. That's an informal way to say something fails or is unsuccessful. We also mentioned bubble, like staying in your comfort bubble. It just means your safe space or routine.
Yes, it's a metaphorical bubble, not a real soap bubble. Any others you can think of?
We said cracking jokes. That's just an informal way of saying telling jokes.
Right, it's another casual phrase. I think that covers most of the tricky words and idioms, don't you?
I believe so. Hopefully, that helps our listeners understand our conversation more clearly and expand their vocabulary.
Definitely. So, are we ready to wrap up for today?
I think so. Listeners, thank you for joining us on the Boost English podcast. We hope our bucket list ideas gave you some inspiration. Remember, small steps can lead to big changes in your life.
And try making your own bucket list. Even just writing down a few goals can motivate you to take action. It's all about identifying what matters most to you.
Exactly. Thanks again for listening. If you found this conversation helpful, please give us a like or comment. We love hearing from you. Until next time, this is Olivia
And Emma,
wishing you happy learning and a wonderful day. See you next time on the Boost English podcast.
bye for now.